on YouTube. Let's get going. All right. Today we're going to be looking over uh, season management, scheduling classes, points and payout schemes, and online registration. So I have my test track here. I'm going to get out my test series here too, so that I can show you how that process looks like, what the linking process between the two look like. So let's go right down here to season management for both, and we'll take a look there. So this would be what it looks like for both. So both of my have kind of a similar feel. I'm going to point out the differences. I'm just going to work in my track for now. So I can see my upcoming events. I can see the ones that have happened, my recent events. I'm also able to see sort of my pending yearly registrations. So you can see kind of a spoilage for some of the things that are going to be happening in the future. So you can see right up here, this is what it looks like. The first time you go here, you're going to want to go to create a new season. So I've created my 2019 season, but you'll go down here, create a new season. And this is where all the schedules are going to be housed for the year. So create that new season right there. Get you rocking and rolling. Got our overview. And we're going to go to configuration. So the first time you go here, it'll want you to go to the configuration so that we can add some things in. So for our track, we have a few different options available. We have our season tracks here. We're just going to leave that as this one track. That's where we're going to be at. Our season series, so you can add in all the series that are going to be racing with you. So in this case, I have my traveling series, your favorite series. If I needed to add in more, I could up here. It'll let me do that. I'm just going to pick one kind of at random. If I was to do that, I can pick all of these. If they were to race here, it'll add that class in for me. Because you can see that right here, this sport compact right here, that's the tracks that sorry if I could talk today. That's the class that's associated with the series. So I'm going to need this right here so that I can get going. So we have our series here. This class, you can see that we added it in. And if we wanted to add in more classes, we could. So let's add in some classes. These are the classes that I've raced with in the past. So I'm actually able to break it up by different seasons that I've raced, different sanctions that I have. So if I was a USRA track, I could add in their classes right here, just click and add it in. Or we also have the search available. This is going to be pretty familiar to you if you've used this before. So if I had a snowmobile, I'll break it out even more by snowmobiles. We also have the managed classes. That's going to be right here in the settings. So we have a lot of cool things to look at in the settings. Managed classes is one of them. So we can put in our name overrides here. This would be pretty familiar to anybody that used this system last year. You have those name overrides available. What I will say is to avoid using name overrides on series. So for example, my Sport Compact, I'm going to leave it blank because when I link them together, it will have the name of the series in it. If I put it in, it'll duplicate the name. So if I had your favorite series in here, instead it would show up as your favorite series. So we'll leave that blank. And make sure that they match with the class that you're doing. You know, don't put this 410 wing sprint class as a lawnmower, for example. It'll make it harder for your drivers to find your results, and it'll just cause some problems down the line. So you're gonna want to match that up. If you have any questions about classes, feel free to ask those. We're gonna be doing that. Alt and H is the spot to do that. We have some people that joined in a little late here, so you can ask any questions Alt and H about the system. I'd be happy to answer those for you there. So I'm adding in all of the classes. I have all that in there. We can go into events. I'm going to show you the other way to do things if I was a series. Series are going to be doing a lot of the same stuff But the big difference for them is that they're just going to be listing all of the tracks that they're going to be racing at instead. So they already have their class predetermined when they were created. So we actually added in their class for them. They're not going to be adding that in, but they are adding all the tracks. So you can see that I have both of them in, and we'll be able to add those. And so we go down to events for both. There's a slight difference to adding in events, but we'll go over this schedule page first. So we have our schedules in the system right now, so we can actually add another schedule if I wanted to. You see I have 2 right now. So this one is over the year, my overall schedule. And I also have a hidden schedule right here that I applied points to not throw off any averages. You can add schedules as many as you need. Schedules are places where you can apply points to. Points are applied to the schedule, not to the year or anything like that. So if you ever need things to not go as part of your main schedule, you can put that here. You also can edit that right down here after we create it. So you can see I made it inactive. I also can delete it if it's blank. So I can do quite a bit with this. We can add another one right up here too. So you can see I can add in name or description, and make it inactive. So if I just wanted to have a schedule where I'm just going to be applying things, but I don't want people to see it really, we can do that. But what I'm going to do is click on this main schedule. Oh, and also events can be in multiple schedules at the same time. So any of these events here can be in multiple, and then I can pick and choose which schedule I'm applying the points to. One or the other or both or neither. It's entirely your call. So I have all of my events here. I can add more events up here. When you first create your schedule, it'll walk you through adding in different events. And if I wanted to do that, let's say we'll add in the 21st, should be happening. Click on that. So you can see it says it already exists. And the reason is that my series had actually already added it in and put that into there. So we have it from them. So we can approve that. We can say that we're racing these classes. This all looks good. I can add a name up here. I highly recommend adding a name to all of your events. We like to say that every night of racing is special. And so it does really help it out. You can see that the events I didn't, you can see right down here, for example, 2-8-19 event is very utilitarian. We want to make sure, this is pretty exciting stuff we're dealing with. So we want to make sure that we're advertising this out to the world as, even if it's just trying to make every event a little bit different and have that name there. It really does help out. We can also add more details about that. We also can add the open times when things start. We just click on it. So yeah, 5:40, we'll do that time. I'll do 5:30 instead. We can do hot laps at 5:50, for example. And we'll save that. When we add that in, we'll do that. If we add in multiple at the same time, so let's say I did these dates down here, it'll actually save a lot of this information for us to kind of speed up time. And if I did this one by mistake, I'd actually just discard it. Now it won't count towards everything. We also have ways to filter our events so we can see all of our upcoming or canceled. So if I just wanted to view, all of my events that have yet to happen, we could do that. If I wanted to filter things out, we definitely can. Let's take a look at an individual event that has yet to happen. Let's choose April Fool's Day. It seems like a fun day. We'll click on that, and we'll see what we're looking at here. So we can see a couple things with this event. For one, I've already added in. I've added in some details and things here. We have classes. We also can see that I've added in a series. So the series is there. You can see that right here on the schedule. That there's multiple schedules. You might see that. You might see that a driver is added in that schedule. That just lets you know that a driver who's claimed their profile has that event on their schedule. So they're able to do that. share out your schedule and be a part of that. So you can see everybody that's involved. So you have more information about all this here. We can add more classes or more series. Let's pick a different day here that we're racing. So let's pick May the 3rd. Let's add a class. So let's say just out of the blue, we've just decided May the 3rd, we're going to add the Sport Compact class, and I'm going to add my series. It's going to be a series day, so they're going to actually be racing May 3rd. So we'll add that in there. We're also able to add tickets right here as well. So when we add tickets, we can click this here, put in that name, when it's available to. So I'm cutting it off here the day before around midnight. I also can put in a sale price. So let's say that I wanted anybody that bought from here to the end of the month to get a better price. We can put in a pre-sale time. So let's do that. Put that in right here. So we can have that pre-sale price available. And then we can put in that sale price here. We also can put in what happened if the event's canceled. It can be a rain check or a refund. Put in that availability. So let's say 500. We'll sell them for $10 pre-sale and $20. 200. Let's go nuts. And we're able to do that. We also can change the names here. So if it was one that I see a lot is kids 12 and up, or whichever age you're deciding, you can put that in there for them too. VIP, you can also do pit passes. So you can do a lot here with that. And when we add it into the system, we actually can share this to Facebook and Twitter right from here. We have our integration. We also can see here in the edit, we can add more information even still. We can add coupons to this event. So if I worked with a local sponsor and got them to sponsor my event or add in coupons to it, work with them for that. We can add in, we can see, again, another place to share it. Again, share is kind of the big key. We want to make this as available as much as possible so people can see it. We have our two ways of looking at, we can see who's the sold tickets, which we can use to check people off if it's a will call kind of scenario. We have our redeem window, which we can use to scan the tickets after people bought them. So let's take a look at that. So you can see I'm able to click and then scan that voucher, and it'll check them off here. So some cool things about our online tickets as well. Drivers can actually get special links to this event or all of your events really that you're selling tickets to, and they can actually get $1 for every ticket that they sell using their link. So a driver has the ability to earn their kind of become salespeople for you, with those tickets. It's also one of the rewards that we're doing for the year. So if you sell 300 tickets through the year, you'll actually get $50 off next year's subscription. So you can get, there's 3 rewards we're doing, one for tickets, one for apparel, one for MRP Live. You hit all 3 of those, we'll actually get you an extra 100. So you can get $250 off for next year's subscription. And that does work with some other things that we're doing. So if you filled out that survey, for example, and got the $200 off, that does work out. So, just dropping some hints, just saying, if you want to do it, you certainly can. If you want to get set up with that, let me know. You can hit Alt and H to let me know if you want to do that. Let's say we're at the end of this event. So it is the night of May the 3rd. We're going to, the night ran as planned. It was awesome. Everyone had a great time. We're going to hit this edit ticket status button, and you'll give us a form that lets us know where you want the funds for sales deposited. We'll text you the code when you hit that edit ticket status to confirm that it is you. Put in the code, say it ran as planned. Then you get the funds in your account the following Tuesday. So really awesome thing you got going there for that. So you get that going as well. So if you have any questions about that or anything else we're going over, let me know. I'm also happy to answer any other questions that you have. If it's not over anything here, like I said, I'll leave it open for questions towards the end there. So just let me know. Alt and H is the spot we're going to be doing that. Right there. You also can get to tickets right from here too. So if you need to. The last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set this to disabled. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm a real track and buying my tickets. So I'll disable that for us. So back here, we're going to go back to the series and show how they're going to be adding things in. So you can see the series looks very similar to the tracks. Click Add Events. And with their Add Event, they're going to be adding in the track right up here. So we'll add in that track, and then you can see the dates that it's available. So we'll add in that May the 3rd. We'll add in another day here. You can see that they already beat me to the punch here for the 29th. So you can add in that event. And they beat me to the punch here as well. And so we can add in that event. You won't be able to change the times as a series. That is all determined by the track. But you could put in your own description if it's something for you. So I'm going to go back to my events for my track. So let's say I have my Friday show. A couple more things that we can do on this page. We can put, if it's running as scheduled right now, we can actually change it to a rain out or a canceled, anything like that. We can do that right from here. We also can copy the event. So we can, if we like the setup of it, we can actually copy that and set it somewhere else. We also get to race management from here. If we need to run out an event, we also can do it inside of our big events or inside the schedule here. So if we wanted to rain this out, we can go back to event status right here. And we're able to do that. So we have a lot of options available with this. We're also able to switch between our different schedules up here if we need to. So if I did want to take a look at that, I could. So let me know if you do have any questions about anything there. Alt and H is the spot to do that. Be happy to answer any questions regarding that or anything here. If you do have any, again, if you have any questions, let me know. If you have one, it's very likely someone else has it as well. So let me know, So, in Alt and H, I'm going to take a real quick drink of water. But think of those questions. Back at you here. Just give me 1 sec. Sorry, thank you for that. We're going to go into our points next. So our points page may look a little bit different from last year when we had our points. You can see that we are actually able to switch between our classes right here, so we can see things a little bit quicker. And it's also going to break down everything here, so you can see our pay at a glance. This isn't going to share out to the public; only us are able to see that. But you're actually able to see that here. It'll also show owner pay. So when I've selected times that I wanted an owner to get paid, it actually added to that right over here. Yeah, so I had a question about that, about adding in more information to the event, kind of on our end. Let us know if you have any anything else you'd like to add there. The specific one was for drivers meetings, but just let us know if you do have anything that you would want to add into those. We're always looking for feedback on how to improve. So and just let us know. We'll be happy to help. So we can actually see all of my drivers here. I'm able to click on them and it'll break it down even further. All of their dates that they've raced and all of the points and pay that they have, sort of at a glance. I'm also able to view the standings from a specific date. So if I wanted to see what they looked like at the beginning of the month, I can filter it out. You can see that it's replaced or changed some things around here from before I did all those. It'll also show me where, so I'll reset this here to where we had it before. You can see all of the events that we have, where we apply to all of our points. So we did that to the competitor. These weren't sanctioned events, so it's not going to show there. But you can see that. It'll also mark by teams and owners if we had that. We also see the events that don't have any points in them. They're in the schedule, but we have entries but no points. So if it looks like your points are off, one of the things you might want to do, take a look down here at non-point events and see some of the different dates that you have and see why there's no points available there. That's a very good starting spot. Let's see what's available. The next thing we're going to have here is payments. So we're able here in our payments to see what we've paid specific drivers or specific classes on specific dates. This is based off of the points pay page inside of race management. When I paid those drivers, I created checks, so you can actually see that. So if I wanted to take a look at this date specifically, we can see that I created checks for them. I'm also able to modify it if I need to. So I have that option available. Suspensions is the last thing you'll see here. That is something that we're going to be working on. It might be available here for the middle of the season, maybe a little longer. But that is something that you will have access to. We'll be working on it. We'll give you more information as it's available for the suspensions. So the next thing we have over here is our race management. I'm not going to do that right now, but we do have other webinars that'll go over race management. So, for example, if you wanted to go tomorrow or the next day at the same time, we'll be going over all of the different ins and outs of race management. Get those going for you. Let's take a look right now at some of our settings that we have here. So I'm going to go take a look at point schemes. So these are all the different points and pay schemes that I have available that I use throughout the year. I'm able to add a scheme right here. We have some global point schemes. So if you do run with a specific sanction, so your IMCA, USRA, all of those are in there already. So you won't have to do that. You just select IMCA and you can put that in there. Mine's actually already in. But these work based off of those rules that they have. So works based off of the rule sheet. So we actually update them too. With Soda, for example, we actually updated their points. They changed their points last year. So we do have their updated points available for use. And I actually have both here. So we're able to do that. You also can see we have lineup point schemes. So if you use passing points, you can put those there. We also have global point schemes for those, or you can create one. So let's take a look at creating our own pay scheme. So we'll do, let's call it March Madness. Say I'm doing a special event in March. First thing you might see here is this copy the points scheme. So it'll let me copy over how I've done points pay schemes in the past in case I wanted to kind of riff on some same ideas. We also can see our show up points. So I can add either start points or start pay right here for drivers that at least complete one lap. And this one is for drivers that fail to complete any laps. So you have that right here. We can add a breakdown. So let's start with our A feature. So we'll add in our positions. So to save some time, I can actually put in, let's say I wanted to do $200 for the winner, and then I'm just going to decrease everything by $1 for every position. So I could. These numbers are all made up on the spot, so they may not be realistic, but it works the same. So if I hit add rows, it's going to go down 10 positions. It's going to decrease each one by $1. So let's do that. I'm also able to adjust it. So let's say I kind of just want them to get 195 after a specific spot. So it could. So we can always adjust it or change things up. For my A feature, I also can say that I don't want them to receive show up points. So let's say that. We don't want them to get show up points. And show up pay. It's also counted in that. We'll save it. All right, and we have our A feature. We also can add in our B feature the same way. So let's do that. Let's add in a B feature, and we'll just put in our pay. So we'll get 100, and then we'll decrease it by $1. Same idea, but you can see right here we have this different one here for race. So what this does essentially is when I click this button, anybody that transfers into the A feature won't receive any of this. So if I hit save, if you get first place in the B feature now and you transfer out, you will receive this and not this. It'll go to the first non-qualifier. So the first person that fails to qualify will get that 100. Whatever you set your transfers to, it'll work through that. And you can do that for everything. So you can have a heat pay, and if they transfer, they don't get it. So you can get pretty specific with what you want to do. You have a lot of options there, but that would be how you'd create a points pay scheme. A real simple one, but we work with complex ones as well. You're also able to add in more rows. You can do more than 10 if you wanted to. So if I wanted to add in 20 rows. So there we are. Decrease the rows by too much. So I mixed them up. Yeah, but if you have any questions about that, just let me know. I'm going to get rid of this one right here. You'll also be able to edit the names right here. Lineup point scheme is going to work a lot similar. With that, see, I already have one here. We have a variety of different passing point schemes already in the system, and you just create that chart there. Same way. You can see it's going to work off the same system, but it has that passing points. That's going to be off to the side here. If you do have any questions about passing points or season points or anything else for that matter, feel free to reach out. Alt and H is the spot to do that. I'll be answering all the questions that you send in. Excuse me. So be sure to hit Alt and H, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Okay, let's take a look here. We got online registration next. So we went to, that was one of our settings that we had over there to the side. We went over this. So let's take a look at online registration. So online registration, we have 3 different kinds of registrations that you can do. So we have a yearly registration. This is where the drivers are able to register for the entire season. It'll keep their information and put that into the contact list for you. For yearly and event, it'll put it in the contact list. and I'll also put it in your driver list right here. We also have a single event registration. So this one you can have a driver register for a single event. That won't put them into the driver list for you. The idea is that it's for a bigger kind of special event, so it kind of leaves that. It's kind of a bigger special event, so you're going to have a lot of people from out of town that would be there. So that's what that one would be for. But let's take a look here. So we have our, then the third one is a general registration, so a non-racing event. So if we had something where we wanted some people to sign up for something, but it's not necessarily about racing, kind of being wishy-washy here, because I've seen a lot of people do a lot of things with it. You get pretty creative, and this kind of fills a lot of needs there. So we could add in one. I can only add in one yearly registration per year, but I can add in a special event. So let's do that. It's going to work the same. We enter in for a single event. We'll put in what day we're going to be doing. We can put in the title. We can have entry fees. So if you give us a PayPal account, we can actually link that to a PayPal account and you collect entry fees right from here. You can set an open and a close date and also a late fee if you wanted to do that. So you can actually collect funds, payments, and do that through there. We're also able to, so when we create it, this is an event registration, for example. We can share this to our Facebook and Twitter page right from here. We also click on online registration, and that'll bring us, let's go to one that's open. There you go. That'll bring us to the form. Mine's kind of auto-completed because Google. But we're able to actually fill out all this information here. The drivers are able to select that class. And for this yearly registration, we can have the drivers, you can have different fees for different classes. So each class can have its own special fee attached to it that you would need from them. So you're able to do that. So let's say we have drivers that have registered. Let's view those registrants. We're able to sort by our different classes up there at the top. We can see some of the drivers that are confirming. So we can see that Chuck Ground has completed online registration. We'll head him to confirm. And right now we're just going to link this to a competitor that we have. So I'm searching here. Looks accurate. That's Chuck Ground Jr. Looks like he has an owner. Looks like that's me. So I know that this is the one right here, Spec Racing. I'll just add a car for him right here. Looks like it's the 00. So I'll add that 00 car in. And then I'll also put in his car number here. I'll hit confirm. He'll get an email saying that he did complete online registration. He's confirmed, he's good to go. And I'll show up a couple different places for him. We also can add in registrants ourselves if we'd like to, so we can link that up to a specific competitor and a team and add in the information ourselves. I'd highly recommend that you have the drivers do that on their own, have them fill that out, but you do have that option. We also can export this so we can export just our rookies, only our confirmed, or we can get pretty specific here with what we want. We're able to print out things as well. Also, all of my drivers, if I need to change up anything, I can assign an MRP hard card, see additional information. I can change the class. So let's say he actually registered for the wrong class. I could just up and change him. We also can hit this view form. This will pull up this full form right here for him. So you can see the Chuck the ground. I have his form information. with his registration. We can print this off, get his tax ID or Social Security, so that we have that on file, and we're good to go. What some folks do too is they actually print that double-sided with sort of insurance forms or other forms they need drivers to fill out. They have that information there. So that would be the registrations. You're also able to change up registration messages. So when they go register online, you can have it set your kind of terms and conditions or any sort of messages you want there using these super pages. So super pages are kind of like Lego blocks. So you can kind of build out how you want your information laid out. You can add in a file download. So if you wanted to incorporate your rules into this, that's a great spot to do that. Paragraphs, headings, you can add in a media item. So you want to add in your logo. You can do that right there with files for rules. Very awesome things to have there for a driver who's going to register. And you're able to do that right from here. Change that. You also see that we have some terms here. My terms and conditions are the lyrics to La Bamba, but yours can be something a little bit more serious if you want. You can click edit. And these are going to be working off the super pages as well. So you can see I actually just put in a paragraph, copied and pasted, Googled the lyrics to La Bamba, and put those in there. But again, you can put those to be anything you want. I just needed some filler text. If you have any questions about anything here that you've seen so far, Alt-H is the spot to do that. You can ask any questions that you'd like. Be going over all the questions that you have. Happy to answer them for you. Or any comments that you want to. If there's anything that you'd like to see me go over, I can do that. Or anything there. If you want me to change it to a different song, for example, I'm open to changing my terms and conditions. That's sorry, I joke around a little bit too much. I'm not open to changing the terms and conditions. So you can do that, or if you want to go over anything else too. So you're well capable of doing that. I'll be actually leaving it open for questions here throughout. The last thing I'm going to go over is, I'll go over this report section. This is actually really handy for a lot of this stuff here. So you actually have a lot of information. These are kind of the big picture reports. So we have in the system in each individual race day. Let's kind of open one and kind of take a look. We have these reports right here. These are going to be really handy for that day. And the reports in this report tab over here are kind of the overview, the bigger picture. So, for example, to pull one, this IMCA point average will give everyone's IMCA point average. And the one inside of the individual race will give the ones that are just in the entries. So they each kind of have their place. Some of the ones that a lot of folks like is this pay by date. This pay by date report is super handy because it lets me in an Excel format right here have all of this pay by each of these days. So you can kind of see specifically where all the funds are going out to. It does that by team and by owner, or by competitor and by owner right here. So you can see all of my payouts here that I'm doing for all my drivers and owners. We also have the one for points. This is really nice too, so you can get a good idea of the field. And it's nice for double checking some things. So I like to have this one, in case, let's say this day, you can see I did 91. So if I'm wondering, oh man, why is this points, they seem awful high. I can take a look and see like, oh, well, I gave him 91 points. Why did I do that? And that's really, really handy to do as well, to kind of go over and just review that information. So you have a lot of tools available at your fingertips for looking over all of these things here. It's broken up a little bit differently than the reports page from before, but you can go into each of these individual ones over here and see what, a lot of the ones that we have here. Yearly payouts, another one that a lot of folks really like. So we can sort this one here. this actually combines all of the pay for a specific driver or owner across all classes for the entire calendar year. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice there. So you can actually see all of my drivers and owners. I'm actually able to sort by both, and it's giving me the combined across every class that they do, what they've earned at my racetrack. So let's take a look now at our web management. So inside of web management, we have a couple things that we can do in more promotion. If you have a website through MyRacePass, this would be where you manage a lot of the pages that are going on in MyRacePass. But there's still a lot of things, even if you don't have a MyRacePass website, that very interesting to do, very good to do. First thing I'm going to do is news, and what you're going to see is that first instance of the tagging that we have available. So we have a network of drivers, tracks, and series in the system, and each one of those they're tagging me. So in this case, my drivers are tagging me in articles that they've written, and it works both ways. So I'm actually able to tag them, and they're able to share the articles I've written on their network. So immediately with that network, I'm actually able to have a lot wider reach with my news story by just adding it in here. So let's do that. Let's add in a news story right now. So I'm actually able to put in a headline. So let's put in a Happy St. Patrick's Day one. Never too soon for that. We can actually put it in. So let's put it in as yesterday, because that's when we would have wanted to go out. You also can backdate it for other reasons. Let's say you wanted to put in articles from the past in there. You can. We also can put it for today's date. We can put in a credit, so we can put in that author credit. We can put in the body of the article right here. So we can put in the article right here. We can add in media to it, so which I highly recommend. Add in some photos here. I'm just going to pick one just right from my computer. So let me grab one real quick. We'll get that going there. Let's sure. Yep. Sorry about that. Missed my click and drag. Let's just pick one from my computer here, from right here. So we'll select a file. We can actually just put this on the article. Again, highly recommend you do that. The more you have there, the more it kind of makes it stand out. More people are going to want to see that information there. So let's put in the duck hunt there, guy, right here. So we have an article photo right here. We're actually able to put in the tagging. So this is where that tagging that I showed you takes effect. So we're able to put in the type of racing. We require you to put in that. I'm going to put it in as general, since this isn't related to racing. But we could actually put in different types of racing. So if I was racing multiple classes at my track, I could add in, as many as I wanted to here. The trick here is the more the better. Also able to tag in my drivers if I wanted to. Put in the track. I can put in other tracks. I can put in the series, classes, sponsors. I'm also able to set those as default. So if there's some that I'm going to use the whole lot, I don't have to keep doing that. I can just put it in as a default setting. And we can just preview our news. We'll take a look at it. Looks great. And we're able to see here. So we can edit it. We can feature it. Right here, we're able to share this to Facebook and Twitter. And already I have it set so that when Chuck Brown goes to his news, he's able to share that article there. So something to, tag your top 10 in there. Have them claim their profile for MyRacePass. It's free for them to do. And gets them some exposure, helps share that information out there. The more eyes who are looking at your content, the better. It is in a lot of ways kind of a numbers game, and having there's a lot of people on the MyRacePass network, so it's just an easy thing for you to do. Also lets you put that right there. We're able to share that to Facebook and Twitter, and we're able to see how many people viewed it right there as well. So really, really great. We can do that here. A lot more of these things we're able to add in if you wanted a website through MyRacePass. Having a website saves a lot of time on your end, because you're actually able to everything that you're doing with the race management side. So everything that I showed you there kind of feeds into the website already. So when we're adding in our registration, we can get that to link to the website for us. Adding in our news, everything's all in one spot. When we're adding in our entries are updated. So you don't have to double back or do things twice. So that's pretty huge. And the last thing I want to show you today is the store. So as another thing that I mentioned there for the rewards was that apparel. So you actually have the opportunity to get apparel sold through MyRacePass. How it will work is there's 2 levels to it. Let's take a look at those levels. There's level 1 and level 2. These are designs that we know. We're going to go into our t-shirts here so we can see some of the options. Take a look here. So we have level 1 and level 2 apparel for that. You can see all the different options and colors that we have. So take a look. You choose one of these. We'll actually make it match what your current marketing would look like. So put in that logo, change out the text. So this one says Saturday Night Thunder. If you race on Thursdays, we'll change it to Thursday Night Thunder. Change up the colors, match up the car with things that you're racing. But we'll actually put that on the MyRacePass marketplace. If you have a website through us, we can put it up on there. You actually put in the price that you want to sell those shirts for. We create them and ship them out as they're ordered, so you don't have to worry about inventory or anything like that. And then you make the profit for each item that you sell. So you can get that design ready to go. It is one of the rewards. You sell 50 shirts, you'll actually get $50 off for next year, plus the profits that you make from the designs there. Level 2, a little bit more open. You get to choose the car. It's a little bit more freeform. You can kind of see those there. Those, again, you get the links to those. You can put that, share those out. Highly recommend you do that. You get that on the marketplace here. You get your own store on the marketplace. So, my goal is to make sure that you guys are saving as much money as possible on everything here. So if you have any questions about this too, let me know. You can see we got one here, just kind of picked right from the front page. A lot of different sizing options, a lot of different color options and style options. So say we wanted a crew neck. I'm partial to orange, so we can get that going there for you. And so real easy, real straightforward. I highly recommend that it's just something you take advantage of. Again, because as I said, taking advantage of that rewards, real simple. So that's what I wanted to show right now. If you do have any questions, Alt&H is the place to do that. I'm going to leave it open for questions for now. I'm also going to get that link out to you for the survey. Feel free, please fill out that survey. It helps out a great deal. Lets me know what you want to see in the future, what worked, what didn't work. At the end of the day, this is where this really helps us out, as much as possible. So, please let me know there. Let me get that link up and ready to go for you. And we'll do that. Again, Alt&H is the place to ask any questions, and I am happy to answer those for you. About anything we've gone over, some of the things we haven't. This is your time to ask those questions. Be answering all questions that we have. There. So here's that form. I'll be getting the link out to you. And again, filling that out helps us out a great deal. And if you fill that out, you're entered into the drawing. At the end of the month, you'll be getting $200 off for next year's subscription. So, you know, really will help out. Helps everyone out, really. So, Alt H, the spot to do that, asking any questions. I will be in tomorrow, 5:30, going over a full race night with driver check-in. We're going to be doing MyLaps integration. We're going to do the scheduling classes, points, payout, and schemes again. We're doing online registration again. And then we'll be doing the same thing, 5:30. We'll be doing Westhold transponder integration as well. And then Thursday at 12:30 Central Time, we'll be doing the MyRacePass app, going over that, season management, online ticket sales, the dropship apparel, leaving it open for all kinds of questions. We have questions down there 3 times, so we're pretty serious about answering questions. And that'll be Thursday at 12:30. You're free to join in on all of them as much as you want. Happy to do that. You know, as much as it takes, you're able to kind of go through all that. So feel free. Alt and H is the spot to do that. You also can see all of the rewards here at MRP Rewards. So kind of touching on some of the things we've gone over so far. You can see all 3 of the different things here for it. So we have the dropship apparel that we went over. You know, add in that item, sell 50 items. You do that. That is $50 off next year's subscription, and even if it's $5 per, that's an extra $250 in profit. So online tickets, earlier today showed you how to add in online tickets, showed you how easy that would be. Promote that, push that. You do that and sell 300 MRP tickets, we'll give you another $50 off. The transponder integration, use that for 70% of your events, if you add at least 10 there. So use that transponder integration, which if you have transponders, there's literally no reason for you not to. Really does help out your fans, helps you out, makes your drivers happy. You know, it's a no-brainer. You do that, that's $50 off as well. Hit all 3 of these, we'll give you an extra $100 off, $250 off, plus the money you're making on tickets, plus the money that you're making on apparel. It's, you know, that's, you got you got plenty of opportunity, and it is it's my goal really this year. And don't tell my boss this, but to make you guys save as much money as possible. If you know what, if I can make sure that all of you guys get the maximum amount of rewards money out, I would do it. So let's get you. You know, if you have any questions about how do I get these set up, how do I get my fans to buy tickets, you know, how do we promote that? Let me know, because that's, you know, again, it's my goal. We're gonna save you as much money as possible. I want to get you as much money as possible using MyRacePass, and saving as much money as possible using MyRacePass. And the best way to do that is to, if you have any questions, ask them. Alt and H is the place to do that. How's that for a transition? I'll be leaving it open here the next couple minutes so feel free, ask any questions here. I'll be answering them right up to the buzzer. Some topical March Madness stuff for you. Showing it right up here. So this one right here, well, real quick, kind of go over this. This is actually what our images here. So we can actually edit these. These are ones that my designer was happy enough to create for me. We can do templates here. So if you want to create your own, feel free. We'll help you out with the templates. You can update this image at any time with one there. It'll tell you if it's the right size, so it'll help you out. If you want us to create one, we'll definitely do that for you. Just let us know. We'll help you all out with that. we can. So we also have the header image. That'll be this one right here. So you can update that. Highly recommend doing that as well. Helps out. You can see what it'll look like there for the app. And again, really tell all your fans about the app. They're gonna love it. Using it for free, they're gonna get their entry list. They're gonna be able to see the lineups as you post them. You're gonna save yourself a lot of drivers asking you where the lineups are. They can just get them right from their phone. They get the results. They can get the point standings. All of that's for free. If you have the transponders and they can get the live timing from their phone, right there. It is a big help on race day. Your fans are going to love it. Let them know about it. And a little bit of spoilers for tomorrow. Your drivers can even check in using the app. They can have a special hard card spot there for it. So if you want to take a look at that, that'll be tomorrow, 5:30 Central Time. We'll be going over all of race management. All right. Well, we're going to take it so you can catch me there. Happy to speak with you all today. You have a great rest of the day. I'll be seeing you all tomorrow. Have a good one.